my name is Lizzie. Each fortnight I'm bringing along a different origami fold to encourage you to take some time out for your self-care. And I hope by concentrating on this paper, making something beautiful or interesting, it will help lift your mood and give you a little break wherever you are in life. So this week I wanted to share with you a traditional fold, and it's one again on my wish list that I haven't got round to doing before, and it's absolutely delightful. It looks so froggy, doesn't it? So it's really interesting because it starts off like a lily flower, which is appropriate, lilies and frogs, and one puff of life into its bottom it inflates and becomes a little frog. So I'm going to take you through these steps. Grab yourself some paper. If you wanted to colour it green, then that's possible, or if you've got any green paper, that might be good, but it will still look good whatever colour paper you've got. So grab yourself a board. Also, just to show you, this is also in Robert Harbin's first book about origami. It's quite a classic thing to fold. There we go. And I recently had a session with a patient who showed me this, so it was really lovely to see this, and that's how I've learnt for the first time. So I'm going to fold a piece of paper in half, A4, like origami. Generally, I say to go slowly, start well, it continues well, start badly, it gets worse, take your time. You have good strong folds, that really helps, and it lets out a little stress, and also, of course, remember it's meant to be fun. So I've folded it in half, good strong fold, little tiny neck. Then you can tear it in half, like so. Take a corner and line up down the bottom to make a sharp right angle triangle. Of course, you could try doing this frog any size you want, but this is a classic sort of size origami paper. It's very comfortable in your hands and works well. So I'm going to remove this rectangle. Now, in a moment, if you wanted to colour your paper, I will show you which side it would be. So there we go. Usually use those for lists. So the moment I've got a square of paper, and if you've got origami paper, then this side would be green. If you're wanting to colour a side of the paper, colour this inside side green. Okay, but I'm going to keep mine white so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to fold the other diagonal line. So if you've got origami paper, fold it in half to make that diagonal line. Open it up and we'll fold the other diagonal line. Like so. And then turn over and fold in half to make a rectangle. Open it up and we'll do the other horizontal or vertical line, like so. There we go. Now hopefully if you've done it that order, you should be able to push the edges together. It's almost like a little fortune teller, comes together and squash it down. So this is very much like making a lily as well. So you've got these sort of four sides, having it flat, lifting up one leaf, and then pop your fingers into this leaf there, and squashing it down in the middle, like so. And you're going to do this all four sides. It looks like a little kite, maybe to the back, and lift up a leaf. There we go. So as I said, it starts off like a lily if you've ever made a lily with me, which is where I started origami. It's not the easiest or the simplest, but it's great learning. You get some lovely results as well as it being most of all enjoyable to do. So again, turning over the pages, getting to another sheet, page, popping your finger in, and again squashing it down. I think I might just direct the camera down. You can just concentrate. There we go. Like so. Doesn't matter which way up this paper is, but I suppose if you think of it maybe almost as a flower. Turning the pages to get to another sheet. Okay. Squashing that down. so. So the next stage is we're going to take this outside edge and bring it along that vertical line, like so. There we go, and then the same on the other side, so that they meet. And again, that attention to detail, make sure it's all nicely through the points, and you're going to do this on all 4 sides. Maybe turn to the back only where you've got that horizontal line. Here we go, each side. That's it, and then turn the page till we get to another side. Same thing again. And the opposite side to face it. There we go. Right, so I've done that on all the sides now. So just open up these little sides, and then you need to pull down the middle. Pull down the middle and gently encouraging the sides in to make a nice little point. Easy, so I'm rolling in the sides and making this point up here, and actually for this I want you to point it down. This is the opposite to the lily now. That's it, we're going to do that on all 4 sides. Make sure you do it on all 4 sides. Opening it up. Again, I'm rolling the sides in, having to shape, bring in the bottom there, and keeping that down. Let's turn to another side. Opening up the sides, rolling it all in, going for the little point, and pushing that point down. Best as you can. No such thing as perfection, honestly. Opening up the sides, bringing that down. Hopefully you're busy doing this yourself as well, or maybe you're just watching something a bit different to watch. There we go. So hopefully it's looking like this. Now your next step is to turn the page until you get to this fresh side, and I want you to fold from the top to the middle. So you're sort of tightening this up, as it were. I'm going to have to do that on a surface and then I'll show you. So I took the outside edge and I brought it here, and I'm going to do the same now with the other side, but I think you'll find it easier on the surface. Just quite a few little layers there going on. So it should look something like that. And the same other sides, turn to a fresh new leaf, and the top edge towards the middle. Same with the other side. There we go. Oh, I've just got 2 more sides to do. Always a bit tricky. Attention to detail is everything. Alright, I'm going to go to the smooth sides. Again, from the top to the middle line. Almost there. And then we'll get going on the legs. Front and back legs. Alright. So I may even look at the rubber Harben book because it's rather good. Right, let's have a look. So if we turn over a page so that you're seeing this will be the sort of back of the body, and maybe the same at the back, so it's like this front and back. Now maybe if we pop it up this way, this is going to be the head, this is the back of the body, and now we're going to do just the front legs. So I just want you, it's the top layer, opening it up, picking this up, and then folding into itself. I'll just do that one more time. So I'm opening up the side, bringing this up, and closing it in on itself, like so. Right, let's do the same on the other side. So where that, you can see we're getting there. So it's the top layer, opening that up, bringing it up, closing it in on itself, and it's sticking up like that. Now the frog doesn't normally, it's not hurtling through the air, so I think we'll need to get it so it looks more like a frog leg. So to do that, think of this, you're sort of almost like mapping out where the folds are going to go. So I am mapping it out so that the front leg will come and stick that way. So I took this and I folded it out like that. Now I'm going to do them both at the same time because I think that is what's needed. So it's almost turning out to the side. Now when you do that, I then want you to open that up, the inside of this area. This is something you do a lot with animals, opening that up, and then can you see I'm putting my finger in there and then pushing it down on against those lines that you've made so it goes inwards, and it just means it looks neater front and back. Right, the good thing is with folds you can reposition until you're happy with it. So I'm going to do the same with the other one as well. So I'd already done a fold. I'm opening that up, putting my thumb in there, and then pushing it down along the line that I've made. Oh, there we go. So the arms are sort of sticking out, but we also need some little front claws, I suppose, for frogs. So taking this, and again, it's almost mapping out where you're going to put it. So I want the little feet to stick up there, or hands maybe, or claws. So I'm pushing up there. I would like it there, but it doesn't look that good being left like that. So if you sort of undo it, again, pop your finger in and try and follow the line that you've already got. And that's just a little bit neater. Here we go, opening that up and pushing that up in itself. There we go. So we've got some front legs. Now we need to work on the back. So we're just going to turn it round to the back. And first of all, we're going to lift up one of the legs and bring it out like that. Can you see? Okay, to do the splits, let's do, if we're doing one, let's do the other. That's it, like so. So again, as we did before, if you leave it like that, it doesn't look very good. So if you just open up along the sort of crack that's already there, and again lift it up into itself, and hopefully you can sort of tuck it away in there. So undoing it, putting your fingers in, following that fold already. That's it. Right, still frog doing the splits. We need to maybe give the top of its leg. So again, I'm going to fold it down like so. Again, I'm going to match it while we're here. There we go. And again, the same thing, opening it up and then following the lines that you've already made, like so. And I think we're going to need to finish it with just some feet as well. That's it. So the feet, again, folding it to where you think the feet would look good. So I guess I'm just pushing up there. Again, pushing it up there. And same thing again, undoing it. And then putting it into itself. So putting my thumb in there, and then I'm sort of trying to tuck it into there. It's called an inverse reverse fold. But I tend to avoid the technical stuff. It does make sense, but I just want you to find it as you go along. So there we go. It's looking pretty good, but his face doesn't look quite right. So the very, very bottom there is a hole. Now I have to say I struggle to get this to blow up. If you've got very thin paper, it works better. I'll give it a go. It may well not inflate enough, in which case you can use your fingers. So I think I'll end up showing you that as well. So blow up its bum. This is the next stage. Oh, it's inflated a little bit, but not that well. So actually, if you turn out, mine's also got lipstick on its bottom. That's unfortunate. So we've got the arms maybe at the bottom and the legs that stick out the back there. So I think what I'm going to do, since it didn't inflate completely, I'm not surprised, it tends not to with me. It may be that it's too thick a paper, is you can also just put your fingers around these ridges and pull out a little bit, and it will inflate it anyway. So you can inflate it as much or not as you like. And can you see it's beginning to sort of flatten its body a bit, which is quite good. There we go. And actually you don't want it too inflated, but you do want it a little inflated. I think that's about right. Now I think the other important thing, you can see you've got these nice little ridges, does actually give it a bit of a face. So don't do this with lipstick on, it turns out. You could also give it some eyes as well. So just to show you, maybe putting a couple of eyes in there as well. And that, I hope, is a really nice little froggy. And it also sits really nicely too. Don't know whether you can see, put this little collection that it has a nice little angle to it. So these are ones I made earlier as well. There we go. So they all vary a little bit, and that's kind of their beauty. But they all look quite froggy. I hope your frog has worked well too. And happy folding.